Good morning, everybody. Happy last day of April. Book of the month has dropped their May selections, and I wanted to go over the selections with you. I'm really happy that I checked before heading off to Bible study because I just had a feeling they were going to do it today. For some reason, they cannot wait until the first of the month. They just can't. So here I am to go over the May selections. If you would like to join Book of the Month and you haven't already, I do have a link in the description box that gets you your first book for, I believe, $9.99 or fairly cheap. But yeah, if you use that, then you get a discounted book, and then it gives me a credit for you joining through my link, but no pressure. I think most of the people that watch this are already Book of the Month members anyway. I did see that they have 6 selections this month, and they probably have some add-ons, new add-ons as well. So we're going to go over all of that together. I can't believe you're up, Jules. I can't believe you're up. Good morning. Love that you're doing this so early. I know. I am already ready for the day. I was like, I have to go to Bible study. Let me check. And sure enough. Good morning, everybody. Okay. Let's see. Okay, share my screen. All right, here we go. May books. All right. 6 hardcover selections. The first one here is The Names by Florence Knapp, a debut. Let's see what this is all about. Quick take, a devastating and spellbinding story about all the paths we don't go down and the alternate futures they present. Family drama, sad, nonlinear timeline, marriage issues. Oh, contemporary fiction. Okay, I skipped over that. I do like the cover. It's very spring. Let's see. Can a name change the course of a life? In the wake of a catastrophic storm, Cora sets off with her 9-year-old daughter, Maya, to register her son's birth. Her husband, Gordon, a local doctor respected in the community, but a terrifying and controlling presence at home, intends for her to name the infant after him. But when the registrar asks what she'd like to call the child, Cora hesitates. Spanning 35 years, what follows are 3 alternate and alternating versions of Cora and her young son's lives, shaped by the choices of name and richly layered prose. The Names explores the painful ripple effects of domestic abuse, the messy ties of family, and the possibilities of autonomy and healing. So it does contain some content warnings, domestic abuse, and sexual assault. Does sound quite sad. As always, let me know if any of these interest you and what you'll be picking, if you're going to be picking, or if you have decided to skip. Okay, this is a Book of the Month exclusive. Read it before it hits other bookstores on May 27th. The Bombshell, literary fiction, debut, early release by Farr. In this razor-sharp, provocative tale, a headstrong teen held for ransom is drawn into her captor's revolutionary cause. Interesting. That the cover reminds me of that book by Dolly Alderton, like the color blocking. I don't know why. Early release. Okay, 400 plus pages, salacious, action-packed, coming of age. Okay, no content warnings on this one. Corsica, 1993, a sun-drenched Mediterranean summer heads into full swing. Beautiful and brash 17-year-old is counting down the days until graduation, dreaming of stardom while smoking cigarettes and seducing boys in her class to pass the time. The pampered French-American daughter of a politician, she knows that she's destined for bigger things. That is, until one night she is snatched off her bike by a militant trio fighting for Corsica independence and held for a large ransom. Interesting. And then she's exposed to the group's political philosophy, and they begin to take root within her. What follows is a summer of passion and terror careening towards an inevitable, explosive conclusion as she steps into the biggest role of her life. Interesting. I wish it was thriller instead of literary fiction. But yeah, interesting. Still in bed. That makes sense. Only interested in Alex North and Catherine Center book. I'm contemplating whether to ship. Yeah. Okay. The Man Made of Smoke. This is the one by Alex North. I haven't ever finished anything by this author. I've tried other books by them, but they just haven't worked for me. A three-peat author, thriller. Let's see. Click. Hello. Oh, it's taking a minute. I don't know. Okay. Okay, there we go. That was weird. I don't know what was going on with that. Okay. Let's make sure. Okay, yeah, it's still showing. Okay. Thriller, three-peat, Alex North. Okay. A son follows in his father's footsteps to unmask a serial killer in this eerie, spine-tingling thriller. Psychological, nonlinear timeline, multiple viewpoints, and creepy. Content warning, this book contains mentions of the death of a child. And then in this one, we have Dan, and his life has been haunted by the crime he witnessed as a child, narrowly escaping an encounter with a notorious serial killer. He has dedicated his life since to becoming a criminal profiler, eager to seek justice for innocent victims. So when his father passes away under mysterious, suspicious circumstances, Dan revisits his small island community, determined to uncover the truth about his death. Is it possible that the monster he remembers from his childhood nightmares has returned after all of these years? I know that's probably going to be a pick that a lot of people are excited about. Silver Elite, they got the sprayed edges going on. Limited edition debut. Get this limited edition design for just $2.99 more than a regular book. And then if you add this book to your box, it will ship between the 5th and the 6th of May. So just keep that in mind. You'll be paying a little bit more for that. In a gripping dystopian future, a young woman with psychic powers goes undercover to fight an oppressive regime. 400 plus pages, enemies to lovers, salacious and dystopian. Okay. The world is divided. On the continent, you're either a prime, immune to the biotoxin that nearly wiped out the Earth's population 150 years ago, or a modified, one who was enhanced by the toxin, developing powerful psychic gifts. Interesting. As conflict rages between the two sides, Ren lives in hiding, occasionally running the odd op for the rebel uprising against the prime's oppressive rule. She must keep a low profile. After all, if the enemy finds out that she's a mod with a staggering 4 psychic abilities, she won't just be sent to the labor camps, she'll be executed immediately and without trial. Interesting. When a careless mistake puts her in the crosshairs of the continent's military, she's taken captive and forced to join their most elite silver block. Interesting. It sounds good. I don't want to read the whole synopsis, but it sounds interesting. If anybody reads that, let me know all about it because it sounds good. What is this? Why am I getting pop-ups? That's annoying. Okay. Home of the American Circus, contemporary fiction, a repeat author. Allison Larkin, quick take. After returning to her upstate hometown, a woman faces old lovers and estranged family, but is it too late for change? Emotional, family drama, slow build, nonlinear timeline. All right, content warning. This book contains mentions of sexual assault, suicide, and suicidal ideation. The synopsis reads, after an emergency leaves her short on rent, 30-year-old Freya bails on her lackluster life as a bartender in Maine and returns to her suburban hometown of Somers, New York, to live in the house she inherited from her estranged parents. Despite attempts to lay low, Freya encounters childhood friends, familial enemies, and old flames, as well as her 15-year-old niece, Aubrey, who is secretly living in the derelict home. As they reconnect, Freya and Aubrey lean on each other, working to restore the house and come to terms with the devastating events that pulled them apart years ago. Interesting. Home of the American Circus. I don't know if I like that cover, but it is what it is, right? Okay, the last main pick is Alive Day, a memoir, a debut by Carrie Fugate. After a catastrophic injury sends her husband home from war, a young wife is left to deal with the consequences. Emotional, drug and alcohol use, graphic violence, and war. It contains, so the content warning says this book contains scenes depicting domestic abuse, child abuse, and miscarriage. So Carrie is living out of her car in a Kmart parking lot when her boyfriend Clive suggests maybe we could get married or something. She says yes, out of love, but also out of convenience. As a 20-year-old high school dropout who ran away from her family and recently lost her job, she has nowhere else to turn. Just months after they elope, Cleve's Marine unit is deployed to Iraq. And then she gets the call that his Humvee has been hit by an IED and he's suffering severe injuries. So she rushes to Walter Reed, where she's told it's a miracle that her husband has survived. Happy Alive Day, man, a fellow vet says to him, explaining that the date will always be marked as the day he was given a second chance at life. Newlyweds barely out of their teens, Carrie and Clive are thrust into utterly foreign roles. Carrie tries to adapt to her job as a caregiver, navigating the labyrinth system of veteran affairs, hospital bureaucracy, and doctors who do little more than shrug when she raises concerns about his dependency on painkillers. It's clear to Carrie that Clive is using opiates to dull a pain that is more than physical. She catches his first overdose, but what if she can't save him from a second time? Will she still be able to save herself? That one sounds really sad, but also like really realistic. So, all right. So those are the main picks. Let's see. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just going to get the mayonnaise sauce so I can get Enchanter as an add-on. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to get the mayonnaise sauce. Sounds very intriguing. I think I skip more than I get a book. Yeah. These books work for me this month, even though depressing. I'm into the family drama at the moment. Perfect. I don't know why it's not. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'm going to get The Man Made of Smoke. It's my birthday month, so I get a free add-on. Might choose The Retreat. Agree the choices have been lately. Kmart. No doubt. That's what I thought. I was like, all right, I see you. All right, let's look at the add-ons. Let's see if I can do it this way. Share my screen again. All righty, here we go. Spotlight. Okay, these must be, hold on, May books. Let's just pretend like this is my book and let's choose add-ons. Okay. Okay, I just had to scroll down. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, I tried this one, The Shadows by Alex North before, but anyway. Okay, so we have a Book of the Month exclusive. Read it before it hits other bookstores on May 20th, Aftertaste. Okay. I'm so confused how they're doing this now. Magical realism. Bon appetit. Take a bite out of this poignant, multi-flavored tale about a man who can serve meals to ghosts. Okay. Multiple viewpoints, salacious, nonlinear timeline, foodie. This book contains scenes depicting suicidal ideation, self-harm, and eating disorders. Ooh, sounds rough. All right. We have a historical fantasy. This is by Sarah Penner. I know they've had her for both of her previous books. I don't know why it doesn't say like three-peat, because She definitely is. But okay, quick take. In the seaside town where an ancient curse reigns, two women must use strength, wit, and magic to put a stop to it. Romance, action-packed, multiple viewpoints, and quest. I do love, love, love the cover, though, of this one. It's just so beautiful. Okay, next up, Catherine Center, The Love Haters. I haven't heard good things about this from people that like Catherine Center, so I don't know. Form your own opinion and all that. But yeah, turns out it's hard to hate on love when it's your job to profile the hottest Coast Guard on this side of the Atlantic. I hope I love it. I hope I love it. Early release, read it before it hits other bookstores on May 20th. Inspirational, enemies to lovers, light read, and island. I mean, that sounds good to me. Content warning, scenes depicting eating disorders. All right, we already did Aftertaste. I regret almost everything. Another memoir. I'm so happy that they're doing more memoirs because I remember a time when they didn't do any of them. Let's see. The man who made New York City's downtown food scene what it is recounts his hard-earned path through the culinary world. Famous author, New York City, marriage issues, and foodie. Suicidal ideation. Okay. Oh, this is the second book to the other one. A Fate Inked in Blood. Is that right? Maybe. Anyway, A Curse Carved in Bone. Okay. Your box will ship late between the 12th and the 13th. So pay attention to these things, these little blue boxes, because I feel like they've been doing that more and more lately. Like they're just adding on books, but they're like, hey, we're not going to ship your box until midway through the month. So just pay attention. Oh, yeah, I was right. A Fate Inked in Blood ends in betrayal. Now Freya must fight both destiny and desire in this explosive final chapter. Multiple viewpoints, salacious, action-packed, second in a series. Okay. Oh, this is one that I'm excited about. Contemporary fiction, My Friends by Frederick Bachman. Art really can change your life in this glorious, heart-wrenching summer novel about growing up and growing apart. 400 plus pages. Ooh, I was not expecting that. Nonlinear timeline, multiple viewpoints, graphic violence. This book contains scenes depicting suicidal ideation and passing mentions of domestic abuse and sexual assault. Okay, Walk Like a Girl, another memoir. Walk in 𝒑𝒏𝒂𝒔𝒕's glitzy footsteps as he confronts the fashion world and empowers change on and off the catwalk. LGBTQ plus themes, New York City, international and glamorous. This book contains scenes depicting sexual assault and mentions of domestic abuse and eating disorders. Enchantra, paranormal romance. It's Kill Demons or Get Killed in a statistically fun follow-up to 𝒏𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒕 featuring a dark game of hide and seek. I know this is going to be a very popular add-on. 400 plus pages, graphic violence, second in a series, extra spicy. And then was this one available last month or is that this month? Gifted and Talented. Fantasy. You have all the money and magic in the world and still mess things up in this fantastical family drama. 400 plus pages, LGBTQ plus themes, multiple viewpoints, eating disorders. And then I know this was one from last month. So I don't know if this was or not, but okay. That's a lot to take in. Lots of add-ons. Why didn't they make any of these the regular picks? I will never understand. And then we do have the names, the Bombshell, the Man Made of Smoke, Silver Elite, Home of the American Circus, and A Live Day for the main picks. So I will be skipping this month, as if I didn't make that clear earlier. No doubt. I feel like the suicide or suicidal ideation and eating disorders were like almost in every book, it felt like. I mean, it's a real thing, but such heavy topics, you know? Anyway, that's the lowdown on book of the month. I'm going to be skipping because I'm only interested in the add-ons, and I do not agree that you have to buy a main pick to get an add-on. I would rather just buy it full price at this point, you know? So yeah, that's this video. That's book of the month. Tomorrow, I will be going over all of the Aardvark book club picks around sometime in the morning, you know, whenever they go live on their website. So check back. Okay, I think I'm back. If you decide to pick something, let me know, but have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. All right, bye.